It's good to be good at what you do. How about being the best? The best choice roofing of Greater St. Louis. We're going to talk about it. Some baseball background here we're going to share with you too. Stay tuned. Welcome to the Your Little Castle Show. Yours truly, Carter Rethwish, aka the Cardinal Cowboy. And today's going to be a fun one because we get to talk a little bit about some of my background with baseball. We've got somebody here in studio with us who's a business expert. Competitiveness from baseball transfers over to being successful in business very often. Is that true?
Absolutely, absolutely. It's that competitive nature never really leaves, and the more you can funnel it to the business side, the better.
Well, with that, we've got Scott Baird. He is the owner and he's an operator of the Best Choice Roofing of Greater St. Louis. You're part of there's a parent company, and then you're the owner of the regional office here.
Yeah.
Is it franchise or is it?
Yeah, exactly. It's a franchise setup. So my wife and I were lucky enough to be the owners out here, and we've been really growing this bit by bit, coming in, and very happy with where we're at today, and more excited about what's to come.
Yeah, well, it's great to have the franchise option, especially if you can get awarded that franchise,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of people competing for that, I'm sure. But then you have a lot of support, but you also have that small feel, so you can focus on your community and do what you do there, which is what we love, and we focus on the small business leaders doing that. With that, shout out to our sponsors, Carroll House Furniture, because you like nice things in your little castle. There you go. See what we did there? Brooke talks all the time about nice things in your little castle. And you might have had your little castle's roof exteriors repaired by Scott and his team here. So with that, we're going to put up great reviews, your Facebook page, your website looks dynamite. That's another thing that's nice to have a system in place to make sure the website looks good. So many people we have that sometimes we still have people out there who do not have websites. That was kind of surprising to me.
Kind of crazy to see. But
we,
I'll tell you what, when you're an owner of a spot and you got a billion things going on, it's hard to get back and want to update your website all the time. So this is definitely one of the nice things that we have.
Yes, that is true. And so it's just hard to manage. And then you got to do your SEO and post and blog and all the other stuff that goes with it. But having a support team like that makes it a little easier for you. Well, tell me, why did you decide? First of all, I want to start off with a little bit of your background, that baseball connection. We're talking a little about your competitive baseball and your connection with MLB.
Yeah, so I started off out of school out on the West Coast here, and I knew I wanted to work in sports growing up, and was lucky enough to get a job right out of school with the San Diego Padres. Back in 2009, 2010.
Okay.
And I worked there for about 8 years on marketing and kind of on the sales side, which was really fun. And then I was able to also work with the San Francisco Giants when they had the All-Star game out there in 2007 and the Oakland A's for a bit too. So very, very cool, very important time and shaped in who I am today too.
Yeah, I was going to say that sports background, we talk about it. If you've got the competition in your blood from being a part of a winning team, and the Padres have had some good talent out there, and they've struggled.
They were not a winning team when I was there. I can tell you that much.
But the Giants have torn it up, and now a little bit of a transition here for you because the Cardinals, right? And so then, what led you to St. Louis, and why did you decide to get into being an owner here, running a roofing company?
Yeah, going from working in sports here, I went to go get my MBA and ended up going to school with some guys that started their own businesses, and I was really intrigued by that, kind of recognizing like, hey, you can dictate what that future is going to look like. You can build it to whatever you want. So I transitioned out of sports to working for what was then a very small company, and got to see that from the ground up. But that company actually ended up being DoorDash in San Francisco.
Okay.
So got to go from that being nothing to this behemoth that it is now.
Right, yeah.
And you can't go back. Once you've done that and you've seen what's possible to build, you're going to do that forever and ever. I can't go back to the norm from there. So.
Yeah, you're sending chills up my arms here because I broke off. I was part of a very large marketing organization. I was the number one guy in the entire company with about 1,800 reps. And this TV show came about. And then once you get it going, it gets very exciting to see the possibilities. So you got the business ownership bug, if you will.
Yeah, exactly. And after I was doing that, I worked for a few other startups beforehand and kind of reached that spot where I was comfortable enough knowing like, hey, we can do this ourselves, like my wife and I, and explored some of the different avenues and business ownership and what that would look like. And that's how we came to where we are now.
Yeah, so when you were looking around for different opportunities, why did this one emerge and catch your attention?
Yeah, I had a few pieces of criteria that I was looking at when starting a business. One is I recognized like I wanted to do something that would be like a large project base instead of selling a million small things. I'd rather do like larger projects, right?
Right.
And then I wanted something that could be local. I got two small kids at home. I wanted them to be able to take pride as we're going around and seeing things, right? And roofing was great because you can't export a roof.
Right.
And the other kind of interesting thing that was sounded crazy 3 years ago when I started this, but I wanted something that couldn't get replaced by AI. And you
That's
know what?
smart. No,
Yeah,
that's
just
really...
a few months after I was telling people that, Chat GPT comes out, and all of a sudden I don't sound quite as crazy as maybe I did back then. But when that came about here and really saw the opportunity on the roofing side, that's a big opportunity that we wanted to pursue more.
Yeah, great point you make about that, because AI, the argument is it's going to replace everything. My job is in jeopardy. But can they still have the face-to-face interviews? They're still going to be arguing, was that a real person? I watch these interviews.
Yeah.
Like, is that one real or not? You
Yep.
look at the lips, and do they match?
How many fingers did they have, right?
But when it comes to it, and they've talked about how lawyers, at a point not too far from now, because of Chat GPT and Gemini and Grok and all that stuff, they'll be replaced. They'll be a dime a dozen, because any legal question you have can be answered in a few moments with that. But construction, building, it's going to be a long time before they can get the robots in order to put together a roof and manufacture, especially when you've got a custom house. And just about everybody's house, they do have the cookie cutter houses, but every one of them is modified to a certain extent, and so it's just going to be almost impossible. So you guys are going to be making more money than lawyers.
Yeah, that's right. I'll make sure to tell my lawyer that too along the way. But yeah, exactly. And I love using tech to enable stuff, to do stuff that wasn't even possible 2, 3, 5 years ago. So I love being at the leading edge of that and figuring out how we can adapt that so that we still can use it. But yeah, to your point, I don't think a robot's going to be putting on a roof anytime soon.
Yeah, it'll be a. They're building cars, but again, that's back to that same car, the same model,
thing
everything's
single time,
identical.
yep.
They may change the color of the car, but outside of that, the frame and structure is all the same. So it's something that's going to be a while before they get to that.
Yeah.
But tell me a little bit about your team, and you got a lot you could say there, because you are part of a large organization, but you
Yeah.
get to bring that home local feel to it, and who you work with and who your guys are to install the roofs, et cetera.
Yeah, exactly. So for us, is like the appeal of being part of a franchise is like we get to tap into a playbook that works really, really well and has some abilities to kind of punch above our weight for that. But for us on a local level, we still do all the hiring. We're still a true local independent business. We're very involved in the local community. So this team that we've been built out now, we have about 15 people that work for us, which is pretty cool, seeing how fast we've been able to grow to that.
Oh, wow.
And we've had some great stories on bringing in some really, really great people on our team. One story that always stands out is, as we're going through and getting ready to launch, I had to bring in, with one of my first hires, an office administrator, right, to help me go through and get things set up.
Right.
I interviewed her over at a Panera, and I was selling her on the dream of like, hey, this is what it's going to look like. Here's the empty office, but just imagine what it's going to look like. And she's been awesome for us. She's been with us, since even before day one, and she's really grown into that role as well, taking on this new venture.
Yeah, I mean, getting somebody to pull the operations inside the office is critical to any business.
Yes.
When you're trying to answer phones and update clients and manage everything, you've got to have somebody that can really help you. That allows for that growth. So you've got a team now of about 15 people.
Yeah. So we have 6 managers. We actually just expanded our office space. We just acquired the unit next to us as well. So we just finished the build out of that because got more people. So got more space that we got to be able to do. And it's been really fun to see how this growth has happened bit by bit, and going from that like painting the dream to actually getting to the spot where we're starting to realize it.
Yes, that's cool. And to have a nice physical location that people can actually sit down and consult with you makes it a little more less frightening for somebody when they buy a ladder and now they've got a truck and now they're saying, I'm a roofing guy.
100%. There's no shortage of questionable contractors, I think, in all the space. And for us to be able to help build that trust faster and faster with people, 1, knowing exactly where our office is, 2, seeing the credentials that we've been able to build here, and 3, seeing us out in the community. Like, we're at every single parade that goes down Main Street here in St. Charles. We'll take our truck here, throw candy out, and that's the part that we really like to do. So people will know that we're here before the storm and we'll be here after the next one.
Absolutely, yeah. Being involved in the community and getting out there. I've learned that. Wear the cowboy hat. People are familiar with this now. They see me and say, okay, I don't know what this guy's deal is, but I've seen him around. We'll be able to track him down if anything else. So that's an important strategy to get connected with your community. A little bit of your experience now. You've been running this business now for yourself for, is it almost 3 years, 2.5 years?
Yeah, about 2.5 years now.
And then the parent company's been around since 2009?
Yeah, they've been around for quite a while. Really interesting story from them. They literally started with the founder here working out the back of his truck right early on and helping that scale up to something like 80 locations now across the United States.
Wow, okay.
So really a national behemoth in the space, but for us locally, the national accreditations are great, but we still got to prove ourselves on a local level that we're worth somebody investing their time and trust in.
Yeah, but it's nice also to have that backing, somebody there financially, because a lot of people, if you work with a small business, and we've all been there, and like, what happens if there's a problem and this smaller business goes out of business? Who's going to back up the product that I've got now that's supposed to last 15, 20, 25 years? You guys have got that establishment to have some support from a big national company, but also give them that hometown feel.
Exactly. You really want to be able to build that trust that we can take care of their project. Most people, cherish their home. It's the top purchase that they're going to make in their lifetime.
Right.
So we want to make sure that we can, treat it right the first time, and if there's anything that pops up, that we can be there to address it to help out down the road too.
Well said. Yeah, that's important stuff. What is it about this that ultimately fuels your passion? You wake up every day and say, hey, man, I'm really doing some good work in the community. I enjoy what I'm doing. I want to go to work every day.
Yeah, it's funny. So when I was living out on the West Coast, I was moving every year, it felt like, to a new spot. And reached a spot in life here with two small kids. Didn't want to do that anymore. Wanted to really be able to plant roots, right? And so for us being able to do that now and have something that we can take a lot of pride in on a local level and see that start to really grow into what it is now, that's what gets me going every single day. And being able to provide careers for like those 15 people. Like we have guys that, come from different walks of life here who are now helping get things together and really making a change in life. That's very satisfying to see and be a part of as well.
Yeah, helping people to mature and grow and develop, and you see them coming up and running a business and helping you to build your business. It's a great team effort, and come back to that sports background we all talk about.
Exactly.
And hey, working for the Padres and the Giants, and then that's kind of neat. As a baseball guy, we love all of our competitors, as long as they don't beat us too many times.
Yeah, exactly.
Those Giants.
Yeah, the Giants early 2010s, maybe not the Cardinals' favorite team to go see, but
we have talked a little bit about Ozzie Smith. Originally did play.
That's right.
For the San Diego Padres.
Yeah.
So.
The Padres had a lot of top-tier talent come through there. There was a while there where they didn't stay for very long, but kind of crazy history, and really awesome seeing them actually have a very, very strong team now.
Yeah, they've got a competitive team. Of our Mr. Schilt went out there and then decided he was going to. He'd done enough with his career, but after managing here for St. Louis, but a lot of good connections with St. Louis and San Diego. I went out to the San Diego All-Star Game, 2016, 17.
I was working that, yeah.
Were you there?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Sure was.
Way to go. But with that, a lot of good things being said about you guys, too. Great reviews. I'm going to put this up on the wall for everybody to take a look at. But there you go. Now, this is for your location. This is not a big national review we're talking about. This is for you guys based here out of St. Charles, St. Louis, Missouri. Best Choice Roofing, 4.8, 80 reviews. And you've got a ton of people just saying wonderful things there. Best Choice Roofing was great from start to finish. Everyone excelled at their job. Preston was amazing with getting everything set up and communicating with me. Gina was so pleasant and staying on top of the process with the permit approval, et cetera. Make you feel good to have some people saying nice things about you. You've earned those. So.
It absolutely does. And we tell people up front, it's like, hey, when we wrap up this project, I'm going to come in and I'm going to ask you for that 5-star review. And I don't want you to give it to me out of pity or anything like that. I want us to earn it.
Yeah.
Because this does help a lot. This is how other people will help discover us and hopefully have that same great experience that they just had. And so when we do get it, like we actually just got one about 2 minutes before we sat down here,
right.
a brand new one.
On your phone, right?
And so that's cool. Like you talk about like, hey, what gets you going? Like seeing that stuff is like, hey, we're achieving that goal of making that positive local impact every time we see something like that.
Well, to get 80 reviews in the 2.5 years that you've been doing this is impressive, and obviously to get that 4.8, it means that you're really putting together the effort to make it happen.
Thank you.
And so anything over a 4 is generally considered pretty good, but you're close to 5.0 there. So we all have had one or two people who just who knows, miscommunication very often, but boy, not up and down the board there, almost all 5 stars. Good stuff for you. With that, we're going to share some of our fun in the community. We'd like to support our local police and fire. So Guns and Hoses, Cardinal Cowboy is there every year, and they invite me to come kind of promote the event there and sit down and do a little video. So enjoy this, a little more community piece, and we'll be back here for another 15 minutes to finish up with Scott. We're going to have him stick around for 2.5 hours. He's got lots of knowledge in that brain, especially with that baseball background. Stay tuned. We'll be back here in a few.
Go ahead and scan that QR code. It's up there on the screen right there by the stage. They're matching donations up to $50,000. Click W intent.
His name is Carter Rethwich, but in St. Louis, he's known as the Cardinal Cowboy. He's a well-known fixture in the stands at sporting events in the Gateway City. He's one of its greatest cheerleaders, a super fan like no other. When he makes his rounds at almost every home game, he shares his love for sports with the rest of fandom with a smile, a cheer, some positive encouragement, and lots of selfies and pics. But the Cardinal Cowboy was born of a tragic incident. Rethwich was an aspiring athlete in high school and college. He dreamed of playing in the big leagues, but those dreams ended when he and 3 of his college friends were hit with a devastating crash by a 5-time drunk driver. One of his best friends died. Carter suffered a critical head injury. The trauma put him in a coma for 6 days. The doctors said he was never expected to function again. Those expectations never came true. He fought back and finished college. He was determined to prove the doctors wrong. Among other inspirations, it was his love of baseball that kept him going. And from his near-death experience, the Cardinal Cowboy emerged. His goal in life became to inspire others with positivity despite the odds, to help people believe in themselves and achieve their dreams.
So after my coma, I realized that it was up to me if I was going to accomplish my goals, if I was going to reach my dreams. Despite what the naysayers would say, the people that were discouraging me, like they do everyone, it's up to me if I'm going to make it. Don't listen to the naysayers. It's up to you. You decide whether you're going to succeed, whether you're going to reach your goals. Dream, and then always, always chase your dreams. Never give up. Giddy up. By now, we are on ABC 5 times a week. So many businesses are loving what we're doing to help them get their name out there. We'll sit right here in our guest chair, right here, sitting here talking to us. We're going to put on the wall your website and everything about you, and highlight you as a leader. Fill out the form you see here on our website. It's bigleagues.com, and if you go to bigleagues.com, fill out this form. It takes just a couple seconds, and you can even schedule yourself right here. Schedule yourself to be on the show, and there's no charge for us to record you. There's no charge to be in the studio. Check it out if you would like to be on. Fill out the form again, bigleagues.com. This is where we can turn any interview into a series of clips. A professional video on your website closes more sales by instantly building trust, clearly explaining complex products, and keeping visitors engaged longer, reducing bounce rate by 34%. It'll help you to gain that credibility, increase engagement, simplify complex tasks, lower your sales friction, and boost your rankings on the search engine. So this is all kind of a no-brainer. See how we've now had over 500 interviews and now almost 250 different business owners. Go to bigleagues.com. That's bigleagues.com. Go to bigleagues.com and get signed up. You can schedule right from there. So there you have it, and the fun we get to partake in the community, and it's just a lot of fun being out there and shaking hands with people and getting pictures. And the Cardinal Cowboy thing has been a lot of Cardinal fans, a lot of baseball fans in St. Louis. But as a baseball guy, I'm a little bit about the numbers. So if I always ask, give me that cost analysis, give me that breakdown. Why is it that somebody should spend the amount that you got your bill? You've got a pretty standard. What's the software I've heard about that manages every little piece down the way, and all the inventory gets reported? You know what these things are going to cost.
Yeah.
Why should somebody get this done properly versus out of their backyard, having their brother-in-law help them, or somebody who has a truck and a ladder, but they haven't been in business very long?
Yep. So there's basically two kind of people that we help out with. Like, one is somebody just wants to get a kind of like a facelift on their property, a chance to do a nice remodel, get it looking new again. And part two would be the insurance. 2 days ago, massive storm went through the whole area and needed to get things we'll be busy for several months. We'll put it that way.
Right, yeah.
Right. So the actual cost analysis is like more and more people are recognizing as time's going on that they do not want to replace their roof every year.
Yeah.
So what we've kind of expanded on recently is like, hey, how can we better bring some of these products in that are going to help people get more lifespan out of their roofs, so this doesn't have to be a call every year. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy to talk to you. If you want to talk every year, I'm definitely help you out. But let's be real, like nobody really wants to talk to their roofer more than once every 5-10 years,
Sure,
right?
yeah, and there's enough storms that come through it, you could make the argument, right?
Right. It's like I always feel flattered when a storm comes through and I get all these phone calls from people I haven't talked to in a while. But really, for us to go through and do this is when we're putting on a roof, there's 3,000 plus components that are going up there, right? From the fasteners to flashing and everything else. And one of the big things that we really focus on when we're going through is like, hey, any contractor that you pick with, there will be one or two things that won't go exactly as it was drawn up, right? What we want to do though is we want to make sure that we will go and we will make it right so that it has to, right? Because there will be random things that pop up of something underneath that's rotted or something there that wasn't part of the original plan. And for us going in there to make it right is going to get you that extra lifespan out of your project here so that you don't need to be calling a roofer every other year.
Yeah, how often is it the case? St. Louis, if you don't like the weather in St. Louis, wait a few minutes, it'll change. But yeah, we were talking about some of the hail that came through, and I saw this down in Sullivan, Stanton, Missouri. We have a cabin down there, and a softball size you were talking about. That was Springfield. Sullivan had baseball size. I mean, the difference between a softball and a baseball, all those are going to cause a lot of damage.
That hits me out of the sky. I'm not going to notice the difference one or the other. Like so.
Yeah, you're going to get, if you're hit by an 85 mile an hour fastball, you know the feeling. But yeah, a little bit. Yeah, maybe it's coming 85 miles an hour from the sky like that, but the damage that can be done there. And the point is, you're going to have enough. I've got a lot of roofing buddies, and they all say, "Hey, have you had your roof checked? Have you had your roof checked? Have you looked at your roof?" Yeah. And I'm like, "Let me just wait till I can tell." And they'll say, "They'll find a few, wait till we get one of these," and it'll be. It's almost like you can time this. You'll say, "When's my roof expiration for the warranty and everything? About 15 years. Okay, let's go."
Yep.
Is that kind of the approach? I mean, St. Louis, because there's just so much storm damage.
I mean, with St. Louis, like that clock is just resetting literally every year or so when we're looking at this. Because to your point earlier, is like you could have inch and a half hail that gets hit with that 80 mile per hour wind, and that's going to do more damage than a inch and a half, 2-inch one that's just barely fallen down. So there's no shortage of different qualifying events that will happen at any point throughout the course of the year in our metro. That's for sure.
Yeah, okay. Well, lots to take in. That's why you bring an expert in who's got the backing and has been doing this for a long time. We got the great reviews we talked about. Tell me then, why should somebody choose you? What is it that you really feel that separates you guys from everyone else?
Yeah, it's like we want to make sure that they're set up here and that they have a long-term benefit. You saw our great reviews. We're very proud of that. The best way for us to acquire new customers is to have our current customers introduce us to them, right? So if somebody is so excited here and they're leaving us that 5-star review, the easiest thing in the world is to be like, hey, you had a great experience. Thank you so much. Like, who else do you know that we can help? And the fact that that's how we built our business as quickly as we have is a great testament of like, hey, we're treating people the right way here, making sure that it is done the way they want. And you know what, if we need to spend a little more time to make sure it is done the right way, we'll go out there and we'll do that.
Well said, yeah, because just the word of mouth in the community, word will spread. And some of the people will share the reviews and some will not. And so there's still people talking about it, but we're all a pretty tight-knit community in St. Louis. It's always, what high school did you go to?
Yes.
We all know each other. 6 degrees of separation. In St. Louis, it's like 3 degrees of separation. But do what's right, do quality work, and that's proven by your experience and your background and your reviews and all of what you guys have developed there. Certifications, a lot of things are there. You want to have, and I guess I saw Owens Corning is on the website there behind us because. Let me point to that. I better get our slider camera. But if you're going to become a preferred vendor, here I'll do it like this. Put it up. There it is. If you're going to become your preferred vendor, there's some certifications to go along with that because then the warranty work is tied to that because it has to be properly installed. Tell me a little bit about the certifications.
Yeah, so most people know Owens Corning, right? They got that Pink Panther that's all over the place.
Right.
They're a fantastic shingle manufacturer, and we work very, very closely with them. In fact, I think it's like 7 out of the last 10 years. Best Choice Roofing as a whole has been the top installer of Owens Corning product in the United States.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So been very, very good. And for us on a local level, we work with them a ton. And that does unlock an opportunity for us to do lifetime warranties. with them because we install their product at such a great level. So that's one of the best certifications that we
A
can
lifetime
ask for.
warranty. Okay. Tell me a little bit about how that is implemented. It's got to be installed by a certified installation
Correct.
company.
Yeah, it's less than 1% of all contractors that are out there are eligible to even be able to offer that.
Okay.
And there are certain requirements that we have on the build that needs to go in and installed a certain way. But that being able to do that is like Owens Corning saying like, hey, Best Choice Roofing does such a great job on these installs that we'll back it up for that long as well, which is really, really cool to see.
Yeah, well, it's nice to have a kind of a service contract or warranty to make sure that, when you have a problem, that you're not out of pocket again.
Yeah.
Because again, the storms do come through so readily, and insurance companies like to know that too, because they're a lot of times going to be the ones footing the bill to cover the damage when a storm comes through and tears up a community. And boy, we've seen that come through. Where was this most recent storm? Tell me a little bit about the areas that were covered that got hit. Because we thought it was going to cover the whole area.
Oh yeah, so the one like 2 days ago, it hit. You'd mentioned like Sullivan area, Farmington had some pretty significant damage. We got a few guys down there right now. Wildwood got hit, but I think the whole region had 70+ mile per hour wind. So, the hail's the scary one, but that wind will wreck a roof pretty quick if it gets underneath there the right way.
Yeah, it starts pulling up the shingles and then pulling off because they're attached and nailed, and the tar seals it and everything. And once all that stuff comes apart, you've got a much bigger problem.
Yep.
Something you don't want to have to deal with. Tell me though, what's the benefits of working with you as a small business owner? You get to really be hands-on. You've got your focus here in St. Louis. How big of an area do you service?
Yeah, so we covered the St. Louis Metro just on the Missouri side right now. I did just pass the contractor's exam for Illinois, so we'll be expanding out there shortly.
Okay.
But for us here, our office is over in St. Charles, but we'll have gone down to Farmington. We do a lot of work up in Florissant as well. So we'll cover this area pretty well. Like some of the other certifications that we have that you asked about is one thing that we're really excited about is we were just nominated for 2 awards here locally.
Oh, wow.
One is we're very involved with the St. Charles Regional Chamber. I got a nomination for the Small Business of the Year for this year.
Okay.
And then second, with St. Louis Magazine, we are a top 5 finalist here for the A-list.
For the A-list, okay.
Which is a pretty big deal for us as we're going through and being able to show people more and more about the quality work that we do.
Yeah, that makes total sense with what I'm asking there. What's it like being a small business? I mean, you're getting named for awards in our region. There's a lot of excitement that comes along with that because people are recognizing the quality of the work and the skill that you're putting into the community. So you enjoy the St. Louis area?
I do. I think it's a great spot to be able to raise a family. And that's, the top of the things that are important for me at this stage of my life. So for us being able to do that and help the whole community get better with our ability to contribute to it, that's something that we take a lot of pride in, and it's really fun to see even over just a few short years, like what that trajectory is already looking like.
There you have it, everybody. Somebody who's an expert that's got his heart invested here and family here and doing everything to support our community. Stay tuned. You're watching Your Little Castle Show. Giddy up.